Let me tell you something right now. If you don't hear anything else I say today, hear this. You will never take control of your life until you take responsibility for everything in it. I'm not talking about the good parts. I'm not talking about when you win, when they clap for you, when it works out. I'm talking about the mess. I'm talking about the pain. I'm talking about the part of your story you wish you could skip. You gotta own all of it. Some of y'all are walking around with so much potential, so much power, but you're giving it away. Every single time you blame somebody else, your parents, your boss, your ex, your upbringing, your environment, you hand your power over to them. You're saying, I'm stuck because of them. You're saying, I can't move forward until they fix it, until they apologize, until they change. Nah, that ain't how this works. You don't get to control what happens to you, but you 100% control what you do with it. I grew up without a father in my life, slept in abandoned buildings, ate out of trash cans, and for a long time I was mad. I was bitter. I was pointing fingers. If he had stayed, if I had what they had, if my circumstances were different. But one day I got tired. I got tired of being mad. Tired of waiting, tired of sitting in the same place, hoping something magical was gonna change. And that's the moment my life started to shift, not when things got easier, but when I made a decision to stop blaming and start building. And I know it hurts. I know some of you been through things you never deserved. Some of you were abused, abandoned, overlooked. Some of you never got the love you needed. Some of you been carrying trauma for years. Listen, I'm not minimizing your pain. I'm telling you your pain is not the end of your story. You gotta flip that thing. You gotta stop using it as a crutch and start using it as fuel. You were not meant to survive just to keep struggling. You were built to rise, but you cannot rise if you're still chained to the same old story. You cannot level up if you're still trying to rewrite the past instead of stepping into your future. Some of y'all keep waiting for closure. Let me help you. Closure is a myth. There are people who hurt you who will never apologize. There are situations that will never make sense. But guess what? You still gotta move. You still gotta grow. You still gotta show up like it's your life, because it is. You waiting on them to give you peace, but peace is not something they can give. Peace comes when you stop giving them access to your mind, your emotions, your future. And hear me, when I say take responsibility, I don't mean take the blame. I mean take the power. The moment you stop saying why me and start saying watch me, everything changes. You become dangerous, you become unstoppable, because now you're not waiting on a perfect day, a perfect setup, a perfect person to believe in you. You're saying, I believe in me. That's the shift, that's the mindset. The people who win in life aren't the ones who had the best hand. They're the ones who learned how to play the hand they were dealt. Some of you out here with a royal flush, and you're losing to somebody who had a pair of threes because they played it. You sitting around saying, if I had what they had. No, you got exactly what you need, but until you pick it up and play it, it doesn't matter. You want to take control of your life, then take control of your narrative. Stop letting your past write your future. Stop telling yourself you can't because of what happened. And stop letting people who gave up on their own dreams tell you what's possible for yours. You weren't born to be average. You weren't created to just exist, go through the motions, and die full of regret. There's greatness in you, but it's not coming out until you accept the truth. It's on you, and that's not a burden. That's a gift, because now it's not about who hurt you. It's not about what you lost. It's not about the timing or the resources or the support. It's about the choice. Every single day, you got a choice to write a new chapter. You got a choice to build, to forgive, to heal, to grow. And nobody can take that from you. So yeah, it's time to stop blaming. It's time to stop explaining. It's time to stop waiting for a rescue. You are the rescue. Take control of your life. Let me ask you a question. How bad do you really want it? See, a lot of people say they want to take control of their life. They say they want success. They say they want to change, but when it's time to show up, they disappear. They love the idea of growth, but they hate the process. They want the results, but not the routine. They want the lifestyle, but not the grind that comes with it. And here's the truth. If you're waiting to feel motivated every day, you're already losing. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire. Motivation might get you going, but only discipline will keep you growing. You don't need to feel like it. You don't need to be in the mood. You don't need a cheerleader. You just need to decide. Some of you been starting over for years because you only move when it's easy. You only move when it's exciting. But real growth don't happen in the excitement. It happens in the repetition, in the early mornings when nobody's watching, in the late nights when you're exhausted, in the quiet when your body says stop, but your purpose says go. Discipline ain't sexy, it's not glamorous. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. You tired, show up. You broke, show up. You doubting yourself, still show up. Because showing up is what separates the people who dream from the people who do. I know what it's like to want to quit. I know what it's like to look at your situation and say, man, nothing's changing. But that's when you gotta double down. That's when you gotta press harder, because every time you do something uncomfortable, you grow. Every time you push through the resistance, you're reprogramming your mind. You're building the version of you that doesn't fold under pressure. Listen, talent will open the door, but discipline keeps you in the room. Everybody wants to be great until it's time to sacrifice, until it costs something. But let me tell you, anything worth having will cost you something. It'll cost you your comfort. It'll cost you your excuses. It'll cost you some sleep. It might even cost you some relationships. But the price is worth it when you finally step into the life you were built for. Some of y'all been saying the same thing for the last 5 years. This is my year. But every year, nothing changes. Why? Because talk without action is just noise. Dreams without discipline are just fantasies. And we done fantasizing, we done playing small. It's time to move like your life depends on it, because it does. Let me be real with you. You don't have time to waste. You don't have energy to give to distractions. You don't have days to throw away waiting to feel ready. Your family's depending on you. Your future is depending on you. There are people tied to your obedience, so when you slack, they suffer too. I'm not saying be perfect. I'm saying be consistent. I'm saying wake up with intention. I'm saying stop hitting snooze on your calling. Because discipline is not just about success. It's about self-respect. It's about keeping promises to yourself. It's about saying, I don't care how I feel, I'm going to show up because I said I would. There were days I wanted to quit. Days I didn't feel qualified, days I didn't feel seen, but I kept showing up, not because I felt like it, but because I knew what was on the other side of that pain. And I'm telling you, the other side of discipline is freedom. The other side of sacrifice is reward. The other side of consistency is breakthrough. Stop looking for hacks. Stop chasing shortcuts. The long way is the strong way. And the people who go the long way, they don't fold when it gets hard. They don't flinch when the pressure hits. Because they've been built for it through discipline. So I need you to make a decision, not an emotional one. Not a hype one, a decision based on who you want to become, a decision that says, from this day forward, I don't just want it, I'm willing to work for it. Because once you cross that line, you don't turn back. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to show up every single day and give everything you've got. Discipline over everything. Take control of your life. Let's get into it. Some of you are grinding. Some of you are putting in work. You're waking up early, you're reading the books, you're trying to build your life, but you're still stuck. You're still frustrated, you're still not seeing the results, and you keep thinking it's something wrong with you. But let me tell you the truth. It ain't always your effort that's off. Sometimes it's your environment. Yeah, I said it. You're doing everything right, but you're doing it around the wrong people. You got dreams, but you keep dragging dead weight with you. You're trying to fly, but you got anchors tied to your feet. You're trying to move forward, but you're surrounded by people who ain't going nowhere. You can't take control of your life if you keep handing out front row seats to people who only show up when it's convenient. You got people in your life who don't believe in you, don't support you, don't challenge you, but you keep them around because they've been there. Listen to me, just because they've been there doesn't mean they're meant to go with you. Loyalty to dysfunction will destroy you. I had to learn the hard way. There were people I loved, people I grew up with, people I laughed with, cried with, but when it came time to level up, when it came time to step into my calling, they couldn't come. Not because I didn't love them, but because they weren't growing, and I couldn't shrink just to make them comfortable. Some of you are playing small because you're afraid of outgrowing your circle, you dimming your light so other people don't feel insecure. You holding back your gifts, your voice, your power, because you don't want to make them uncomfortable. But let me help you, their comfort is not your calling. You weren't created to fit in, you were created to lead. And you can't lead if you're constantly adjusting yourself to match people who ain't moving. You need to get around people who speak life into you. People who see your flaws and still call you to a higher standard. People who don't let you settle. You need a circle that calls you out when you start slipping. People who love you enough to tell you the truth, not people who pat you on the back while you ruin your life. You ever seen an eagle try to hang with pigeons? You won't because it can't. The altitude is different. The mindset is different. The vision is different. The eagle knows who it is. It soars, it hunts, it leads. And some of you are eagles, but you keep flocking with pigeons, wondering why your wings ain't working. Let me be clear, this ain't about ego, this is about alignment. When your environment doesn't match your destiny, you will always feel stuck. You'll feel anxious, you'll feel like something's off, and it is because your spirit knows you were made for more, but your circle is comfortable with less. Start paying attention to energy, not just words, energy. How do you feel when you leave certain people? Do you feel drained or inspired? Do they feed your purpose or distract you from it? Do they remind you of your greatness or your limits? You gotta start auditing your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. And don't get it twisted, this ain't just about cutting people off. This is about connecting with the right people. Seek mentorship, get around people who are further ahead. People who have been where you're trying to go. Iron sharpens iron. But if all you're surrounded by is dull blades, you can't expect to stay sharp. Let me talk to the lonely ones for a second, the ones who feel like they don't fit anywhere. That's okay. Sometimes separation has to come before elevation. Sometimes isolation is not punishment, it's preparation. God will pull you away from some people because he's about to show you who you really are. Don't rush back to the familiar just because the new feels uncomfortable. You're not alone, you're just becoming. Stay the course. Build your tribe with intention. Surround yourself with people who bring strategy, not just sympathy. People who don't just listen to your problems, they challenge you to rise above them. People who don't just tolerate your growth, they demand it. At the end of the day, your circle is either your cage or your launch pad, and you get to decide which one it is. The people you allow around you will either help you build the life you were born to live, or slowly tear it down without even trying. So, if you're serious about taking control of your life, you gotta take control of your environment. Protect your peace, guard your energy, and stop apologizing for outgrowing people who had the chance to grow with you. Take control of your life. Look, I gotta get this in your spirit. You do not have forever. You walking around like you got time. Like you can just keep pushing stuff to next week, next month, next year. Like life is gonna wait on you. Like the opportunity gonna be there when you feel ready. But I need you to hear me. Time does not wait. Life does not wait, and greatness does not wait. Some of y'all got more dreams than you got days. You got plans, you got notebooks, you got visions on your vision board, but you keep saying, when I get the money, when I have more time, when I feel ready. Nah, if you wait for perfect conditions, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. The time is now. You don't need another sign. You don't need another confirmation. You don't need the stars to line up. You just need to move. Take one step. Make the call, start the thing, wake up and do what you said you were gonna do. Because every day you delay is a day you're choosing comfort over calling. Every day you wait is a day your purpose gets pushed further out of reach. I'm not telling you to rush. I'm telling you to move with urgency. You don't know how long you've got. We all think we got time until we don't. People always say life is short, like it's a cliche, but no, life really is short. One phone call can change everything. One diagnosis, one tragedy, one moment, and you gonna wish you didn't waste so much time playing small. You gonna wish you had done what you were called to do when you had the chance. Stop living like you're promised tomorrow. You're not. Every breath is a gift. Every morning you wake up is another chance, and you gotta move like you understand the value of what you've been given. People out here dying with dreams still in their hearts, talent still in their bones, purpose that never saw the light of day, all because they thought they had more time. And let's be real, it's not just time you're wasting. You're wasting opportunities. You're wasting relationships. You're wasting potential. Some of y'all got so much inside you, but you're too afraid to bet on yourself. Too afraid to take the risk. Too afraid to fail. But failure ain't your enemy. Fear is. Fear is the thief. Fear is the liar. Fear is the one whispering in your ear, telling you you're not enough. You're not ready. It's too late. Let me be clear. It's not too late. I don't care what age you are. I don't care what you lost. I don't care how long it's been. You're still here, and if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight, but you gotta move like your time matters. Like your purpose matters, like your life means something, because it does. You were not created to just exist. To just go to work, pay bills, scroll on your phone, and die. You were created with purpose, with power, with something to give to this world, and if you don't give it, the world misses out. Do you hear me? Somebody's breakthrough is tied to your obedience. Somebody's healing is connected to your yes. But if you sit on it, if you keep waiting for the right time, that person may never get what they need because you didn't move. I need you to stop living like your dreams are optional. They're not. This is life or death. This is legacy. This is purpose. Every day you wake up, you're either building your legacy or you're wasting it. There is no in-between. Every day you either get closer or you get further, and you don't get to hit pause. The clock is ticking whether you move or not. You gotta wake up and move with fire, with focus, with intention. You can't afford to waste another year trying to figure it out. You figure it out while you go. You learn as you move. You grow by doing, not by waiting. You waiting for the right time, but the right time is when you decide it is. You waiting for the green light. You are the green light. People always say, I'll start when I feel ready. Nah, you don't wait until you feel like it. You start scared. You start unsure. You start broke. You start tired. You start anyway because it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And if you never start, you never finish. So move, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not when January 1st hits now. Move like your life depends on it, because it does. Move like you were created to change something. Move like you believe you were made for more. Take control of your life.